All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Rakak, Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well. We honor this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect, who continue to push this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh. And today, man, just basically getting on the reward for teaching, man, and prophesying and telling these people about the dangers that are ahead, man. Because us warning and preaching into these people ultimately is going to be a reward after. You know, the scriptures say in Proverbs 22 and verse 3, the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So it's either going to be two things. Either you're going to hearken unto the ways of life, or you're going to continue to ignore it and lead yourself unto death, man. Matter of fact, let me start off right here, the Proverbs 1, and I'm going to jump down. This is the book of Proverbs 1, and I'm going to start at verse 29, because this is the penalty for not hearkening unto the ways of the Lord. It says, for they that hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Yes, and the part of you choosing the fear of the Lord is a part of you calling upon the names. You know, stop committing adultery, stop eating pork. Something simple that Jake can't do, you know, especially 2/3 of our people. And basically trying to get right with your power before all hell break loose, man. And Jake, they don't want to do it because they're ultimately living in this moment. You know, having that spirit of YOLO. Nothing can possibly go wrong. Like everything is going to continue as they are. No, man. It's going to be a day that everything is going to change for you niggas, man. And then that's when we're going to try to call upon the Lord. But it's going to be too late then. Let's continue on though. They would not in my counsel. They despised all my reproof. So you hated the Lord reproofs, man. You know. Continuing on. Therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them. And right there, man, you turn your back on Yahweh by Shemai, ultimately you're going to get slayed, man. Ultimately you're going to get put to death, because instead of you choosing the ways of life, the ways of peace, mercy, and happiness, you chose the ways of death and lust. Because a lot of times, Jake live in the lustful moment. That's the reason they don't have time to, you know, dedicate their life unto Yahweh, because they're too busy dedicating their life into Esau in their own belly. You know? Because believe it or not, the doctrine that you believe in is by actions. You know, if you go to the studio once a week, every day, you go to the studio 3 times a week, then you believe that this is going to be your way out. If you play football and you working out 5 times a week, running upper body, lower body, that means you trusting that this is your way out, man. Going to the club. This is your relief, your comfort. But this is our comfort. It tells that in St. John, the 14th chapter, how Yahweh Shemai said, I comfort you, not as the world comfort you, man. Because this comfort that the Lord is going to give us is going to be everlasting comfort, man. Peace and pleasures forevermore. It also tells you in Psalms 119, this is my comfort and mine affliction, for the Lord hath quickened me. So through all the dangerous times and the dangerous things that's going to be going on upon the planet Earth, it's going to be the word that's going to keep us stable. Let's go right here to Isaiah 33, jump it down to verse 6. It says, in wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. In strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shemai, is his treasure. Yes, man. So guess what? It's going to be this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that's going to preserve you from the dangers of Esau, man. And even the rest of these people, man. I watched the Purge the other night, and they was coming after the northern tribe. You know, deportation, this, that, and the third, and a lot of people was lost. A lot of people's lives are going to be taken because ultimately they didn't hearken unto the warning that Yahweh Shemai have sent out. You know? Let's go back into this Psalms 41. This is the book of Psalms 41, and I'm going to start at verse 1. Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in the time of trouble. Now, real quick, let's see what this word consider mean. Because you ain't talking about, should I consider to give this guy $5? Ain't nothing wrong with you giving the poor money, but this poor is talking about something else. It's Strong's H7919. Now right here it says, to be prudent, be circumspect, wisely understand, prosper. Let's jump down a little bit, get to the point. Here you go. Right here, to cause to consider, give insight. What do we do by considering the poor? We give you insight about the things that's happening in the future. It says to give insight, teach the teachers the wise. So a part of you teaching will ultimately save your life, man. Matter of fact, please bear with me, Akim. Let me get this real quick in 1 Timothy, man. Because us teaching and preaching this word is ultimately going to deliver a lot of people, man. That's why it says in Romans the 10th chapter, how shall they believe, if the Lord don't send nobody, and how should they know without a preacher? Roughly paraphrasing, man. And it's the same thing that's going on today. The Lord sent out preachers to preach out this truth in order to call the elect back into the born, man. Call the elect back home. Let's get this real quick. This is the book of 1 Timothy 4, and I'm gonna jump down to verse 16. It says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them. Yes, take heed unto the self and unto the doctrine and continue in them, which shows you you can't switch up halfway through, man. Because this doctrine is actually the doctrine of life. It says, for in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. So basically, you teaching the poor, you're going to end up saving yourself and ultimately the people who hearken unto you, man. Let's go ahead and go back into this definition, man. It says, to the Strongs, and it says cautiously, make or act, circumspect, hence intelligent, consider, instruct. Jump down. It says to guide wittingly. And that's basically you guiding them through wisdom. And that's what the Lord do by the way of this word. Let's go back to Psalms 41 and verse 1, since we know what that word consider means. It means teach, man, or to instruct someone. Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in the time of trouble. So you're going to get preserved during the times of Jacob's trouble just because you taught the right thing and you believed upon the things that you was teaching, man. And how do we show our faith? We show our faith by our works, man. Let's continue on though. It says the Lord will preserve him and keep him alive, and he shall be blessed upon the earth, and thou wilt not deliver him into the hands of his enemy. So the Lord, he would not deliver us into the hands of Esau, man. Because once this man come down having great wrath, being like a madman sparing none, you're going to have that mark of exemption upon you, man. So the Lord can preserve you from this devil, which is better known as the so-called white man. Let's get this real quick in Psalms. Now, it's like your Proverbs 2, and I'm going to start at verse 10. It's like, Proverbs 2, and I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, when wisdom enter into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee. So having an understanding of the truth shall keep you from the days of evil, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things, Esau Edom, because he's speaking perverse things through his laws and legislations. It says, who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. And that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to leave the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai, and he wants you to walk in the ways of death, man, which ultimately is going to lead to a lot of death, because, a lot of people are comfortable in this world. They're comfortable in this society. They're comfortable with wickedness. But ultimately, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is going to take everybody who's joined to them this devil and take them down. So yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to say call Holayim La Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Rakakodash Shalom DTA in the Baba.